Jaguar Wright recently appeared to confirm that Candace Owens might not be insane after all. Candace has been attempting to explain to us how Charlie Kirk's death was tragic from the beginning. As you are all aware, Candace Owens has been raving about Charlie's silence. In addition to confirming that, Jaguar Wright appears to be preparing to identify all those involved in Charlie's death plot. Since you are all aware that Jaguar does not play, let us discuss her allegations. Alright, so you are already aware that Jaguar Wright may make jokes. However, when it comes to Charlie, she will never lie. You are all aware of Candace Owens' calls for the federal government to be upfront and honest about their investigation, and she has been speaking rather candidly about the big cover-up that is currently taking place. She became skeptical after the FA and was among the first to ask for this, said that they would be taking over the local police inquiry. They issued a statement stating, as soon as we heard about the shooting, special agents and personnel from the Salt Lake City field office responded immediately. We have full resources devoted to this investigation, including tactical, operational, investigative, and intelligence. To be clear, the FAI will fully support and co-lead this investigation alongside our partners at the moment. Since Charlie was well-known and had connections to the right people in the government, the federal government would become involved. So when she began to go on, fans thought it was strange and that she was overdoing it. She posted a tweet. The feds immediately interjected and took over the case from local police departments. If they had wanted to catch Charlie's killer, they would have immediately publicized all pictures and videos, and the internet would have solved it in minutes. The desire was never there. She also accused the feds of a massive cover-up, saying more people were involved, and we need to know whom a lot of schools she are related to. Discord chat, so there is an underground emerging, and we need to know who the directors of it are. Additionally, she claimed that the federal government was purposefully undermining the case by retweeting this message, which stated, "I guarantee the FBI was in that Discord server, and that's why we won't get it before it's been scrubbed." Due of her somewhat outrageous accusations, some have now labeled her a conspiracy theorist, a clout chaser, and an attention-seeking. Why would they intentionally try to sabotage the investigation since Charlie was close to the president, who is said to have some type of contact with the FBI director? I am not claiming that this is real or that it is not. I am simply letting you know what Candace and a few other individuals have been saying, so take that as you will. According to Candace, it is because there is apparently some kind of power struggle occurring behind the scenes. Candace stated that Charlie had gotten into some sort of dispute with some billionaires who supposedly threatened him just a few weeks before his death. She said, Charlie Kirk was fighting with some very powerful billionaires that he took money from over things. He was discussing the pressure on him was immense over the last 2 weeks. The truth will be revealed, the messages will be leaked, and the movement he built will rise up. She also retweeted this post that said Charlie was about to lose his last major donor because he refused to ban Tucker Carlson from events. There are a lot of people shedding crocodile tears. The billionaires must be exposed for the cretins that they are. However, she continued to accuse the FBI of being shady, so she did not stop with the billionaires. According to reports, the FBI has not ruled out that others may have helped radicalize or aid Charlie Kirk's alleged killer. Her bureau sources agents are combing through chat logs, dark web activity, and the suspect's affiliations. An FBI official said, "We are focused on the radicalization element. The truth will not be hidden or buried or classified. The public will know no stone should be left unturned. The public deserves answers on who radicalized this degenerate, and they must be held accountable." She wasn't having that, and she replied, "We know they are lying. If they'd prefer to try another BS narrative before my show, we'll be happy to shred that one too." She seems to think that the FBI may be working with the billionaires who allegedly took Charlie out. She appears to think that by speaking out and attempting to expose them, the FBI is shielding them. She has made her a huge target. When she skipped Charlie's memorial a few days ago, back admirers were shocked. When she disclosed that she did not go because she was afraid for her life, we were even more shocked.
I said, there is no way we are going to this event now. There's a 0% chance. First and foremost, why are you saying, but anybody can go to it? You just buy a ticket to the event, and you're all working to try to get me to confirm that I'm going. And you're doing this as if you're trying to push my buttons and be like, we got to make her get into her ego so she shows up and posts it on social media. Nope, actually, while I'm attacking the feds, maybe not going to a public event, which the feds are organizing, is probably a very good idea. I'm good. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna listen to Power on my headphones and go see Ye. How's that for a memorial for Charlie Kirk? That feels like the right thing for me to do right.
People quickly began to believe her because, when you think about it, the official accounts we were given did not make sense. First, according to the suspect's grandmother, he had no motive to kill Charlie because he had never even fired a gun. I said, she said, my son, his dad, is a Republican for Trump. Most of my family members are Republicans. I don't know any single one who's a Democrat. I'm just so confused. I don't think he ever would to tell you the truth. He doesn't hunt. He's never liked anything like that. I know he doesn't own any seaweed. There's just no way he could have been that good of a seaweed. There's no way he could be violent. There's absolutely no way that he did that. I've watched that child grow up, and I can't imagine that it would ever be him. And I'm not just saying that as his grandma, it's just knowing him as I do. Conveniently, he confessed to the crimes in the texts, which also provided the federal authorities with all the information they needed to nail him. In addition to engraving Charlie's bullets, and even the precise location where he dropped his firearm, he admitted to killing him. Because the math simply was not mapping, Candace might have been correct all along. At this moment, Jaguar Wright joined the conversation, and wow, she had a lot to say. She supported Candace's assertion that the feds were concealing a lot of information from us on an episode of her program. Furthermore, she claims that it is more about shielding the influential individuals who may have been involved in Charlie's death than it is about preserving the integrity of the investigation.
It's clear we're not getting all the information. It's clear something's off here. The first person, the old man, I don't even know why he was grabbed. But he was grabbed and his picture was fondled out. And then there was someone else who was a person of interest. And that didn't work. And then we got this guy. He had a bulletproof vest that might have caught the exit. Really? That's interesting. That's definitely an interesting point of view. But what kind of bulletproof vest are you talking about? Because usually bulletproof vests, they cover your front, they cover your back. There's points of vulnerability on the sides usually. I haven't seen too many. I mean, was he wearing like hardcore Kevlar? Like fully body casted? That's wild. Nobody mentioned that yet. Military grade. He was wearing military grade. I don't know. It's funny. Seems like they might have mentioned that.
But wait, there's more. She also had a guest on her show who made some pretty interesting points.
But I don't want to even get into the whole thing with the GUN being dismantled, the guy jumping off of the roof without the, weapon. This whole thing looks fishy. And that's why I said, I always say this. I say, I'd rather get all the information first, then make a comment. But yeah, it's just real fishy. Of course. They say
we have a right to question the validity of it. And it's got to pass the smell test. There's something wrong with all of this. And everyone is starting to pick it out piece by piece, thread by thread. Everyone is starting to see something's wrong here. The question is,
it is horrible if the federal government is actually shielding the millionaires as she and Candace claim. It is awful. Now, though, I would like to know your thoughts on this. Do you believe that Jaguar and Candace are going too far? Or do you believe that there is actually a conspiracy at play here? Please share your ideas in the comments section and watch the following video.